So what's good, homies? What's good? It's your man, Dr. BOA. And y'all put a one in the chat if you can hear and see me loud and clear, man. Well, if you can hear me loud and clear and see me clearly like you need to, man, y'all put a one in the chat and let me know, man. Let's get ready to do the show, man. It's going to be a phenomenal one tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do some phenomenal things. Salute to the atmosphere. Bless up to the GLG, man. Salute. It's been a minute, man. Doc been chilling, man. I've been working on a couple of other things, man. I've been chilling, man. You know, I got a few things going on, man. So it's taking a little bit of my time, man, away from dropping the content. But I'm being as consistent that I can as I can, considering that I got a few other things going on, man. So let's get into it, though, man. Let's get into it, man. Whenever so I can guarantee y'all one thing: whenever I come, I'm gonna come correct. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I will still give you the short content, but if the lives go, man, whenever I come, I'm coming correct. Y'all know that. So let's get into it, man. Salute to the atmosphere. Bless up to the GLG. I see my boy AJ Shaka in the building. Man, what's good with you? Big Mo, what up, man? I see you. Steady IQ. DM me, man, on IG. If you're serious about the work, man, then DM me on IG, man. Jasi. Let's get ready to do it, man. Let's get ready to do it. Dream Chase, I see you, man. I see you. Today's topic, man, is we hear a lot of talk about female nature, and it's always broken down into specific acts. Like, she will move on to the next man. She will do this right here. It's robotic. She will move on to the next man. She will go over there and do. It's not even that's too deep. It's real simple. There's only about 3 or 4 reasons that these women behave the way they behave today. Why she believes cheating and smashing multiple men is her birthright. Why she believes that she can do it and there's nothing wrong with it. She shouldn't receive any negative connotations or any negative consequences behind that shit, I say. No repercussions should come her way because of those things. She should benefit from living her life that way. She should be able to have a husband at home paying all her bills, who's okay with her having another man outside and doesn't question her about it, doesn't ask her about where she goes, doesn't do any of those things. She can have another family on the other side of town and she okay with that. She thinks he should be okay with that and pay all her bills and deal with the fact that she hold out on him intimately. And she doesn't believe, listen, this isn't something that she doesn't believe she deserves. She fights for this because in her mind, more so in her spirit, she believes that she deserves to have that. Why do you think they came up with that thing? You want your cake and eat it too. They came up with that because they're speaking to you from their own mind. The woman of today wants to live in a fantasy world. She wants to have it all. Because in her mind, men have always had it all. See, in her mind, way back in the day, men had it all, even though if she ain't 155 years old, she ain't had to deal with none of that. When she was born, everything was A-okay. Everything was gravy. See, the problem is we're dealing with women who want to live the life that their ancestors should have lived, that their foremothers should have lived, for lack of a better way to put it, because of the struggle that they went through. But these women are born today without that struggle, without experiencing that struggle. Read a few paragraphs on it or see a video on it, or even worse than that, a movie. And they suddenly believe that they should reap the benefits of those women's struggle. Who else on the planet believes that? What other group on the planet believes that they should be able to reap the benefits of what other people suffered? SJ3, my brother, salute. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Hey, man, y'all know we got to go incognito, man. We about to get physical on that thing, man. We about to get physical with it. You know what? Been a minute since Doc been back. Let's leave us an open chat today, man. Open chat Sunday, man. Let's do it. All right, so let's talk about a few elephants in the room. We got about 5 big elephants. We got a full herd today, homies. We got a full herd of elephants today. They in here. You don't hear 'em? Oh, It's this mic. It won't let you hear nothing in the background. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. All right. So, elephant number one, she has no moral fiber. Morality is what keeps you from crossing lines. There are no lines that she won't cross. And let me, disclaimer here. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm not saying she's good. I'm saying this is just how she is. It ain't bad or good. It's just true. See, as alpha men, we don't live in a world where we gauge the world bad and good. Like, listen, that is such that is such a subjective thing. Something that's good for me may be bad for you. So we don't look at the world from terms of good or bad. We look at the world in terms of true and false, real and fake, reality versus fantasy. Right? And we try to stick to the reality, which is a derivative of the word real. And we try to stick to the truth, which is the only way to get to the real solutions to the real problems. So she has no moral fiber. There's nothing that governs her. The church girl is your best option, but the church girl doesn't honor the laws of the Old Testament. So 9 times out of 10, the church girl is morbidly obese because she eats whatever she wants to eat. She believes that, there's a place called heaven she's going to go when she dies. She believes that no matter what she does to her body right here, it's going to be better up there. So 9 times out of 10, if not morbidly obese, she's going to be overweight. She's a good girl. She's a really good girl, but she's been raised her entire life not to honor the statutes and commandments of the Most High. So she lives a very foul existence. Like, she's a good person with a good heart and does good things, but she lives, the way she treats herself, the way she treats her spirit is horrible. It's absolutely terrible. Other than that, there is no moral fiber. And the thing is, that's so entrenched in her, you can't get it out of her. Now, you can get her to stop eating, eating the foods and doing all that. Yeah, I guess, listen, I guess the thing is, if you want your woman to worship God with you and you want your woman to pray with you and do all of that, then you're lowering your connection with God to a level that she can ascertain. If you stick to your position in the spiritual hierarchy, you don't pray with her, you don't talk with her, you just tell her what to do. You live a life and you tell her, okay, this is how I live. This is how you live if you're going to be with me. If you're not going to be with me, then don't worry about it. But if you ain't, I don't care what else you bring to the table. If you're not going to live the way I live, then all the other stuff is off the table. And as a man, you got to be able to stand on that, because women of today aren't worth you not standing on that. You got to stand on it because it's just, listen, even if you don't have the power to stand on it, if you have better eyes out there or the women were of higher quality, this is the most valuable thing you got. Sticking to your guns on this. My way or no way. You ain't got nothing to lose. Let me tell y'all something. If she believes that cheating and being with multiple men is her birthright, then she's a 304. You were just with a 304. So if she goes, it don't matter. What do you lose if you lose a 304 out of your life, man? If you lose a scallywag out of your life, what do you lose? If you lose a woman who wants to go be on the Thoughtastic voyage because when you met her, she was on Thoughtastic voyage, she might have been at a stop, she might have been at a rest area. So you got to make sure that a woman that's on her Thoughtastic voyage ain't at a rest area on you, man. She'll be at a rest area on you, and you think she'd slow down because you used to seeing women on Thoughtastic voyage going. So when you see her at a rest stop, chilling, eating, she just look like maybe she's moved on. And so she'll tell you about her past, and then she'll turn around and say, see, but now I'm different. But if you wife up that woman, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, she gonna be back out in the streets again, and you will have lost 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. This ain't about what you lose to the woman as far as the money goes. This is about what you lose to the woman as far as the time goes, and you lose that because you're too busy trying to make adjustments in your outlook and perspective on what a woman should be. So you're wifing up a 304 because you feel like, well, it's more important for me to marry somebody than it is for me to wait and see if I can find a woman worth marrying. So you figure it makes you a better man to marry a 304 than it makes you to hold off and go somewhere if you have to, so you can find a woman that's really worthy of the wife position in your life. This is the problem with a whole bunch of you guys out here. Some of y'all got money, man. Some of y'all getting money, and you still a sucker for a broad. Some of y'all, man, got so much popularity and fame that you'll never have to be broke again just because of the brand your name is, and you still out here tricking off on the broad. Some of y'all, like Tyrese Gibson, man, you a part of one of the most successful franchises in action movie history, man, with the Fast and Furious, man. And you round here, man, going to the clean about a broad who didn't like you in the first place, and now you talking about, oh, nah, I guess she never did love me. You knew it already. But you felt like the best thing for you to do is go ahead and get married to a woman who was on the fantastic voyage when you picked her up. I just saw comments, and I'm glad because I had forgotten about this fact. Somebody told me once, they said, well, Doc, if you were still 21, 22, then, then you wouldn't know all of this. I said, you right, fool, I wouldn't. But you know what? I did because somebody told me. Did I still make I ain't even make no mistake. Did I make some foolish decisions? Yes, I still made some foolish decisions. I still made some decisions that would lead you to believe I didn't know no better, but I did. I just made a foolish decision. But I ain't never made a decision in my life when it come to dealing with D. Brown where I just didn't know no better. Before I started dealing with him, I knew better. You understand? So if somebody was to come and tell me the shit I be telling y'all when I was 22, man, I'd be the lap there one of y'all. I'm talking about starting from where you at, me and you together, and somebody was dropping this on me. Man, let me tell you something. The only one who would be able to keep up with me, the one who was taking heed to it. Y'all got to understand some of these things, I had to learn them. And I shared with you because that's my mission on earth, so you ain't got to learn them. Now let's get back into this thing, man. Let's get back into this thing. Matter of fact, let's jump in a few clips, man. Let's jump. Oh, we still got more elephants, man. My bad, my bad, my bad. Elephant, we was on one elephant, boy. Let me try to rein it in a little bit more. Elephant number 2. American society intentionally makes her delusional about her value. She believes that she can be whatever she wants to be and do whatever she want to do, and she still has the highest value that a man can find. But see, when we talk about value in the atmosphere, we ain't talking about your money. We don't care about your money. We care about your honey, and we care about if your honey stretch all the way through from your unit through your tummy all the way up to your brain. That's what we care about. So that's the value. We talking about values versus money value. Let me tell you something. If you base your value on money value, when the value of the dollar fluctuates so much, you ain't even in control of your value. Now, understand if a man does that, we're wired for that. We're wired for that. But from birth, women aren't wired for that. Let's say originally, women weren't wired for that. Y'all got to remember this. This thing comes through generations. Like the women of today, there is no changing them. They're wired that way. Like they were born that way. You go back maybe 3 generations, maybe the women 3 generations, they started doing this. Let's go back 4 generations. 4 generations back, those women started this. They were, I'm tired of this and blah, blah, blah. You go the second generation, okay, they get a little bit more benefits. Third generation, they about halfway there. Fourth generation, 75% there. These fifth generation women, man, let me tell you something, boy. They don't care nothing about being the type of woman you want them to be. They could care less about it. They'll do it short term because they really like you and you're the best option they got in their lives, but they're so quick to change options in their lives in every facet of their lives that it don't really matter if you're the best option in their life. The moment you're not, she's going to at least start entertaining that other option if she thinks it's a better option. She's wired that way today. She has no loyalty to anything except the need to be free. Her freedom is her crown. Her freedom is her jewel. Her freedom is her birthright in her mind. And that's how she lives. That's how it is. And so, when it comes down to what value is, yes, when you get to a certain level and you see a certain type of money, then you just don't see, like, there's no value in getting money from a woman. You know what I'm saying? ASAP Rocky already got Rihanna. Jay got B. I mean, the billionaires are slim picking. So you get to a certain amount of the combination of self value and financial value. When you get to a certain combination of those, then you just don't. It's hard to look at a woman who, because there's two kind of women in the world. There's women who, I mean, who can't do nothing to benefit you financially, and then, unless they relieve you of some work. But I'm talking about giving you money from what they got. Man, it just get to the point, man. When you get to a certain point, you realize, man, the majority of women you meet, they ain't got no money like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority, like if you ain't meet no women that's super paid, you ain't meet no million, the women that sitting on millions, then you ain't getting no money out of them. Because I mean, the number one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to go into a woman's house and she work a regular job and she just living a life. And then when she leave you, she's struggling worse than she ever struggled in her life. Or when you leave her, like, yeah, man, you don't want to do that. We here to build, dog. We don't destroy it. Nothing I touch is destroyed. Whether I go in as a trick or whatever, nothing I do or nothing I leave is destroyed. I don't destroy things. I don't leave, a wake of ruin in my path. You know what I'm saying? I leave a path that I can walk back through and people be like, they'd be happy to see me. They'd be happy to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back into this thing, man. Elephant number 3. She has not been raised to be a virtuous woman. See, y'all want a good woman. The definition of good has changed in her mind. The good woman that you think is good is what's a virtuous woman. She don't attach good to virtue. She attached good to whatever the hell she wanted to be. To whatever she wanted to be. And you can't compete with that. That means you got to spend all your time figuring out what she's thinking. Now that you go following a woman's thoughts. Letting a woman thought run you. Letting a woman thought lead you. Letting a woman's thought feed you. Come on, man. You got to fall back from that. When I say feed you, I mean feed you intellectually, spiritually. You can't do it, man. So, elephant number 4. Her history of being abused is making her aggressive and disobedient. You got to think about this. You find a sweet girl from a patriarchal background with her granddad and dad and great granddad and all on with that. Like when they had to roll her great granddad in a wheelchair when she graduated from high school or college. That girl right there, there might be a chance where she ain't aggressive and disobedient, but the majority of these women didn't have that. They've been in situations with men who were less than men who ended up getting frustrated with the situation they were in, and instead of leaving it, they became aggressive and violent. Sometimes it was physical, sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's both. Some women don't make it out of it. So you think about the women who make it out of it and think about how close they could have been to not making out of it. There's a huge level that there's got to be a huge buildup unless she's just a nut. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a huge buildup to that over some months or years or at least weeks. And so when you think about that, man, you're like, what can she do? You got to think about this. How many times has she been in this? Let's take one situation. Let's take Rihanna and Chris Brown. Cause we can say what we want to say, but one thing we do know, man, is that boy put a whooping on her. We know that for a fact. We saw it. You know what I'm saying? We saw it. And it probably wasn't as bad as it seemed because she a real light chick. So like her, a light skinned chick, man. But you man, listen, you could be breaking her back and smack her on the ass, man. You look up, man, she got a whole handprint on it. Like I'm talking about your palms and everything on it, your whole hand, like a hand tattoo on it. But we do know that was a physical situation between them. So I use that one. I'm not saying Chris did any of these things, but just think about how many times if a woman has gone through that over a year, how many times did she get yelled at? Now, when you speak just how men speak, when you speaking passionately about some, or let's say you out somewhere and somebody do something, man, you got to check them. She see you like that, bam, it put her in the headspace where she feel like she got to get ready to throw them too. You can't deal with that. You can't deal with that level of passive aggressiveness. You can't deal with that level of disobedience. You understand? You can't deal with that level of combating, combat. Let's call it combat. She's a combatant at that point. Let's call it combat. You can't deal with that level of that. As a man who is striving to be the best version of yourself, you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. And you got to remember you deserve better than that. Because listen, if you're a man that's about your business and you're striving to be the most out version of yourself, she don't meet no men like you. A trick, never compete with a trick. A trick will pay a woman more money than you would spend on what, on a vacation. You know what I'm saying? He will just pay her that just for a little bit of time. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about men who are on your level, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, all of those things. We're talking about a man who's on your level. She don't meet that too often. And so when she does, she wants to try to do the best she can do. But she can't help being aggressive and disobedient. You can't help it. You can't help being, she can't help it. She wants to. She's so frustrated that she can't just stop being aggressive and disobedient. Man, she's trying so hard. She working hard, man. She like Donna Summer saying that she worked hard for the money, homie. Y'all look it up, Donna Summer, man. Donna Summer was a stunner back in the day, man. Face wasn't too good, man, but she was a great dancer, man. And her body was tight. That's one of them old R&B singers, man. Or one of them old, whatever music she did. But y'all check it out, man. And I'm telling you, you got to keep in mind that there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing she could do about it. There's no cure for that. Those are the type of things you shouldn't have to go through because there's no cure for them. Elephant number 5, and then we'll get on into the show, man. Her leaders are disgruntled man haters. Think about that. Her leaders are that. When it's men, it's simps, panderers, and men who are giving up real, true information about relationship that women shouldn't even have. Not telling them how to be, telling them all the game. Just telling them everything. Giving them a full understanding of what they can expect from the average man. That's why in the alpha sphere, we strive to be above average. The average woman don't know how to deal with the above average man, and there aren't many above average women out here. Above, you know what above average is? There's some women out here make plenty of money. They're above average earners. That's very beautiful women out here. They're above average in beauty. But I'm not talking about those things. By above average, the more you're unlike those around you, the more above average you are. Think about it. If there's 1,000 people in one room and 997 of them are doing the same thing, wearing the same thing, thinking the same thing, if you're in that other 3, if you're in the 3%, you're above average. Above average don't mean some arbitrary number they throw out about where you're supposed to be in society's ranking or some bull like that. We're talking about the true value. And if their leaders are disgruntled man haters, she will never see the value in being the type of woman you want her to be to you, because she can always just go do one of these things that's allowed in this society. Go sleep with somebody, go sleep with 2 people. Go, man, let me tell you something. This is real talk. Whatever you think your woman won't do, she'll do that and worse. And probably already has. But even if she hasn't, she's not against it. Believe me when I tell you that. Let's get into this thing, man. Let's get into it.
Remember, the entire civilization is built on keeping the black man and the black woman apart. When I first came out doing the Black Man's Guide back in 1990, people was fighting with me. They was having protests. It was like that thing you saw there with Kavanaugh. People be outside pushing and shoving to get in the studio. It was awful, okay? These are black women. That's what I'm saying. Everywhere I went, it was going on. And they was having town hall meetings about me. The whole thing. They had T-shirts. right? All that stuff. And the band Shahrazad Ali. I got one, I saved. But at any rate, this went on for about 6 months. And then it took a curve. The women and the men started listening to me. The women and the men start coming to the meetings together and talking and trying to get things worked out. That's when they took me off television. Because the enemy is not going to let nobody put the black man and the black woman back together under no circumstance.
A few moments later.
If women find out who y'all really are at the core and they know what I know and they stop dealing with you, let's see who go crazy first. Let's see who destroy the world. Now, y'all can either humble yourself, every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow that the true God is feminine energy, and y'all get in y'all place like you're supposed to be, all right? Or you burn in hell on the inside when that bitch don't give you shit. I'm gonna make y'all simps and proud simps, man. Shit. Man, I'm Russell Wilson, man. That's what's up. You got your queen, baby. I'm gonna turn all y'all into simps.
Let me tell y'all something, man. And this is real talk. I put those two clips together to show you, to juxtapose what the leadership for a woman used to be versus what the leadership is for a woman today. This woman, this second woman, who obviously don't like men, because I guarantee you men don't like her, not like that. When you see her and hear her, the women of today, the modern woman is following her. She's not following Shahrazad Ali. That's what, see, you're not going to get that kind of woman anymore unless you're willing to go 40 or above. If you want that kind of woman, you got to at least be willing to go 40 or above, maybe even 50 and above. You got to get a grandmama. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get that kind of woman that still follow that Shahrazad Ali outlook, man, you got to get your grandmama. Find you a fine little grandmama, man, to live your life. That's all you got to do. But this is what they want because their leaders are disgruntled man haters. Let me tell you something. For a woman to say what she gonna turn men into, it just goes to show the confidence she has that most men are simps and can be controlled by women. If because she doesn't have direct access to men, she believes she can put words out and control simps through women, which she can. But I'm telling y'all right now, and this is what y'all really got to understand. Simps accept this, but true alphas don't. The problem is the majority of modern men are simps. The majority of them are simps. Let me ask you something. Put a one in the chat right now. If out of all your friends and family, you know more men striving to be the most alpha version than you know simps. Put a one in the chat. If out of all your friends and family, and be honest, don't be talking about because somebody got money, they ain't no simp. Don't be talking about that. Don't be talking about when you hear the old lady talk to them all crazy. Don't be talking about, be honest about it. A man who's striving to be the most alpha version of himself in every facet of life. I'm talking about, think about it. I'm talking about not your friends, families, classmates, cats you was in the pen with, wherever you been, people listen, cats you play ball with. How many of them are truly alpha from head to toe, especially when they come to women? I'm telling you, man, you know this. Man, you know that the majority of people out here are simps because all of us can say the same thing. Here's one thing all of us can say. And brothers are saying it in the chat right now. We all know that the majority of men around us are simps. We know it. So if I can say that and all 837 of you can say that, hell, what are we talking about? That's thousands of people just right there. Tens of thousands even. Let me tell you something. When you hear a woman say, I'm going to turn all y'all into simps, they already got the simps. She talking about the ones of us, man, that apply the pimp principles to life, baby. That's what she talking about. She talking about us, that we the ones they want. Well, so when I tell you, you the prize, homie, when you're striving to be your most alpha version, when you're not out here believing that being a player and sleeping with as many women as you can makes you alpha, it doesn't. It makes you a male version of what she is. You'll do anything to get laid, and she'll do anything to get laid, because for her, getting laid is getting paid. For you, getting laid is just getting laid. And you will make sure she gets paid for you to get laid. Let me tell you something, homies. Don't worry about that. Be the above average. Being above average is cool, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being above average, man. This society wants to tell you that being above average is a bad thing, but it's not. So the majority of men are simps. Always. I'm talking about the majority of men are simps. So it doesn't really matter what you think or if you believe that a woman's going to be where Shahrazad Ali was preaching. She doesn't have to get the result she wants. She don't want the result of a husband. She don't want the result of a family. You know why? Because she can have a family whenever she wants to. She can have 5 kids by 8 men and she can still have a family. She can have 10 kids by 15 men. She can still have a family. There ain't no woman on the planet who can't have a family if she want to, because that's how many men are simps out here. There are simps everywhere on every level. There are young simps, old simps, post simps, rich simps, tall simps, short simps, simps in all nationalities, simps in all countries, man. Man, there are simps that will throw a woman, man, for 12, 15, 20 bands, man, just to show up one time and then take her shopping, then fly her back. There's guys out here that will blow 25 bands on a broad, man, that they don't even know. It's crazy out here with the simping homies. But let's get back into this thing, man. Let's get back into it. It's crazy. Now look, this story right here, man, this man canceled his wedding after his fiance made a Facebook comment saying she would cheat for $1 million. You know, there was a video out. It was a clip going around. It was going viral, man, where they was asking they asked this girl, and I did it on the last show, I believe. He asked this girl how much would she cheat on her boyfriend for, and she said 10 bands. She said a lot of money. Then she said how much? She said like more than 10 bands. So it goes, if you ask a woman, if you ask her if she want a car and ask her how much money she needs, she's not gonna say 10 bands. If you ask her if she want a house, ask her how much she's not gonna say 10 bands. But when you gave her the price that she will put on giving her body away, it's 10 bands. And I'm like, listen, if a woman giving her body away once a week and she making 10 bands every week, that woman making $520,000 a year. I don't knock her for that if that's her hustle. If that's her hustle. But you're going to spend more than that if you wife her up. And most women ain't doing that. She'll do this one time for 10 bands. You know how much money you going to spend on her? Somebody can get her, and the one thing she has a value to you, for 10 bands. You spent more than that on the ring, fool. That's what I mean by simping. Simping go that deep. Now, this one right here said she'll cheat for $1 million. I'll be honest with you, man. My wife can cheat for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Thing won't ever be the same between the buffet. If she can get a meal, hey man, listen, cause I will trade her in for a meal. I ain't even lie to you. I flip her quick for a meal. Like if cause she ain't worth $1 million to me. You know what I'm saying? If you say your wife worth, unless you got some life insurance on her, your wife worth $1 million to you? It ain't no amount of money I can have. I mean, I got to be sitting on some billions. If I was sitting on some billions, cool. And I don't mean 1 billion, I mean some billions. I wouldn't. But like under normal circumstances, yeah. If she can get a meal for me to get rid of her, oh man, I'm taking that meal. Easy. So you got to think about it from this perspective, man. When you see something like this, here's a man, and you know what? This is not in America. Here's a man who hasn't been Americanized, who, because his fiance wants to be online saying dumb stuff. Listen, even if she thought it, let me tell you something, your woman got a price too. But even if she thought it, she shouldn't have put it in a comment. That's the thing. When you can't stay away from social media long enough to stop speaking out of turn. It's easier to type than it is to talk. They type all the phone. They always on their phone all the time. So she'll put it in a comment which she don't understand. It's the same thing as saying it because she doesn't care. She doesn't think things through. That's why she has to listen to you 100%, because she doesn't listen to you 100%. Eventually, she's going to do something stupid. Eventually. So now she's really, really sad. But why? Why? Go get your $1 million. She didn't listen. She didn't lose the life she wanted over $1 million. She lost the life she want over a hypothetical $1 million that will never come her way for the reason she was talking about it. Why even put that out there when you know ain't nobody finna offer you $1 million? It's better to just say, I would never. He's worth more than money. That's easy to say. But because they wasn't raised to be a virtuous woman, they can't stay away from the internet. They can't stay away from social media. They can't stay away. Some of them ain't on it posting, but they watch it more than they watch anything else. So whether you're on there anyway, whatever you're doing, you're absorbing information from there. And if your information isn't governed by your man, he don't know what's getting put in your brain. That's why I tell y'all, this society is over. Stop believing that you're going to find the Shahrazad Ali type of woman in this modern society. She doesn't exist anymore, man. Listen, it's so far gone, she can't even fake it no more. You can't even meet a woman who can fake that. You can't meet a woman who can fake that. Because the mouth get to going. And then you realize that everything else is an act. She may be cooking, clean, and doing whatever, but it's an act because that mouth get to going. And you realize, nah, this ain't it. I got a couple super chats, man, before we get back into this thing, man. Let me come up out of there. Let's get ready to do this, man. What we got in here? Famo, salute. Welcome back to the fam, man. It's Famo, boy. Famo out there grinding, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate showing up when you can, man. I know how that grind get. No, I'm trying to get back on the content grind, man. After I've been doing a few things. I'm in Rakim Alexander, my bad. Appreciate the dub. I officially started my own government in Philly called America, and I'm the president of the Elohim, an Indian non-taxpayer. I'm going to make my own money valued in gold and or silver. Hey, I might have to bring you on, brother. I might have to talk to you, man. See about bringing you on. Might flex you on the King Ray channel. Ken Wood, appreciate the dub. Appreciate the dub. All right. Anus, appreciate the dime. Salute, bro. You're right about simping. I got home and they be simping to his girlfriend. I tried to talk sense to him, but he swear I'm hating. We squared up and he rocked me bad, man. Some simps got hella hands, bro. Yo, hey, listen, man, you learned a valuable lesson. Let me tell y'all something, man. Never try to stop a simp from simping. You got to think about this. When a simp is simping like that, when you simp for a woman, you love her more than you love yourself because you're sacrificing your manhood and dignity to please her. At that moment, you love her more than you love you. Never get in front of a man and try to confront him about something he loved more than he loved himself. He will sacrifice himself. He will take you and him out to save her. And that's real talk, man. That ain't a joke. Robert Blaze, appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate it. What's that? He got rocks. Yeah, man. When a simp is simping, you gotta let him roll with it, man. You gotta let him roll with it. Because think about this, man. These guys take you out by the woman. They will take you. Listen, they will take you out by the woman that don't want them no more. Look what happened to Trouble, the rapper Trouble. I did a show on that, man. It's up on the channel. Just check it out. Homie said, if I can't have a woman, no one will. That's one of the reasons you vet women, man. All right, man, let's get into this thing. But yeah, man, you gotta protect yourself out here, man. You gotta do it.
We had a 1-year-old beautiful child named Soraya. It's my truth. I was with a woman named Samantha for 5 years. We got married. We had a 1-year-old beautiful child named Soraya. And she just left me out the blue. And never came back. And I never cheated. No physical domestic violence. No side chick. No infidelity. Nothing. No going through my phone and seeing something was going on, nothing. As a matter of fact, it ain't funny, but the running joke is the only other woman I kissed in 5 years was Naomi Harris' forehead in the movie Black and Blue. Didn't even get no lips out of it, you know?
So you don't think she ever loved you?
I don't think she ever loved me. Because if she did, it wouldn't be that easy to leave.
Hey, your homies. Man, that boy that boy Tyrese sound pitiful, man. God, man, that boy sound pitiful, man. You can tell that everything he invested in her was lost. That's why I tell you, man, that emotional attachment shit is toxic to you as a man. You will never be the same again if you become emotionally attached to a woman. Yes, you can get back whatever you lost financially, mentally, however you need to get it back, even spiritually. You can get back, but man, what you will not have the power of unsacrificed alpha energy. Now, I'm not saying give up. You still need to be your most alpha version. But for you men who have not made that decision yet, I promise you, if that shit doesn't work, which it probably will not in this modern society, because the divorce rate is now above 60%. So 50% rather is above 50%. So I want y'all to understand that no matter what people say, you have to protect your energy, and emotional attachment puts you in a space where you are all emotion. You're all emotion. For that period of time that you're all emotion, think about when a baby is a very little baby. All they want to do is sleep, and eat, lay up on mama, and do all that. That point right there, it's impossible. It's impossible to give your son whatever alpha energy he got at that point came from you, came from your loins, came from your seed. It's genetic. That's all he got. The sooner you can get him and start teaching him and start giving them the alpha energy and direct them and guide them, you can keep them from getting caught up in those phases where that should be the last phase of life where you're detached from your alpha energy, man. That's the last one. And the longer you go through that, find me a man that was emotionally attached to a woman for 20 years. Man, he ain't a shell of himself. He's a shell of what a man should be. He don't even remember. He don't care no more. He just want to live out the rest of his life, man. He just want to live out the rest of his life. It's over at that point, man. So you can't afford to do that, man. But if you never listen to anything as I told you, man, but believe me when I tell you, if you give a woman your heart, you will be in it. She will control you for a period of time. And I promise you, every moment you spend with a woman in control of your life, in control of your decision, in control of your thoughts, in control of your ideas, in control of your actions, in control of your reactions, in control of your interactions, in control of your distractions. You will never get that time back, and you will never get that energy back again. It's lost. Remember, I told you that. And that's why you see Tyrese behaving like this. That's why he sounds so down. That's why he sounds so out. That's why he sounds so drained. That's why he sounds so, man, that dude right there, man. Listen, look at the mental issues he's been going through. Man, he just filed $1 million lawsuit against, I think it was either Lowe's or Home Depot. He just filed a $1 million lawsuit against him. For racial discrimination. I saw the story, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't even imagine the situation happening in my life, so there wouldn't have been no lawsuit. I would have rectified it. You know what I'm saying? And once I rectified it, there wouldn't have been no need for no lawsuit. I'm telling you, man, that man going through some things. Ever since he cried in the video, why? Ever since the white video, and I ain't laughing at the dude pain, man, but he put himself in that situation, man, by putting a woman in the white position that he shouldn't have put in the goddamn white position. It ain't no woman out here you're supposed to legally marry, fool. There is no woman out here that you're supposed to legally marry unless you're a simp. These women only pair up with simps. They're not compatible with you if you strive to be the most version of yourself, man. I'm trying to tell you what's real. They're not compatible with you if you're striving to be the most version of yourself. You can play, but you can't stay. And if you get to a certain point where even playing, man, you be like, ugh. So when you find anything worth having around you, then you spaces out and distances out in a way where you won't get tired of it. It's easy to enjoy a woman, man. It's easy to have a break from a woman and then enjoy her presence for a few days when you know for a fact that you ain't finna see her until that happens. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna get the experience that you would have got 100 years ago, 150 years ago. That's not the experience that you were gonna get if a woman came to your crib, or that's not the experience that you were gonna get. Or if you had a wife, let's say that. If you had a wife, you're not gonna get that experience anymore, man. If that's the experience you want, then I don't want that experience, to be honest with you. I'd rather have a woman that can kick down. You know what I'm saying? She can cook sometimes, she can clean sometimes, she can do whatever. She can do that sometime. But I honestly would prefer at this point for what else she has to offer, she can go ahead and kick me down some paper. Now go on to those days, man, where she can just stay at the crib and do nothing and don't make no money and do them shit's gone. Let's get back into this, man.
Are you a homosexual?
I am a same gender loving man.
So does that mean you're a homosexual?
It means that I'm a same gender loving man.
But I'm black and slow.
Okay.
And just for the record, does that mean you're a homosexual?
I could be considered a homosexual.
Are you considered? I don't want to think of you if you're not.
I'm a homosexual.
Yeah.
Yo, man, Jesse Lee Peterson, man. Listen, I'm gonna break this down to y'all, man. Like Jesse Lee Peterson, man. That dude, hey, that's a cool dude right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I might have to do something with Jesse, man. You know, I don't do that with too many people. Hey, I got one coming up, man. Yo, tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm gonna do a post after this. I'm gonna do a community post and upload a short with it on there, man. And I'll be on GMB channel, man. Y'all be over there. Y'all check it out, man. Me and GMB gonna rock out, man. So as soon as I get through with this show, man, I'm gonna go ahead and post the information, man. I might do it a couple of times between now and then, and just to make sure y'all know what's up, man. And hey, boy, y'all come on through that, man. Me and G gonna rock out tonight, man. Y'all look out for it, man. We gonna rock out. All right, so what you saw, man, is you saw Jesse Lee Peterson. This dude, first he tried to start out like with some bass in his voice and some pushback. And like he was going to say what he was going to say. Then by the time Jesse broke him all the way down and he said yes, look at how his voice softened up into who he was. Man, I'm beyond Jesse. This is one time where Jesse displayed some alpha energy, man. Check it out. Watch this. Watch how he break him all the way down into the
Are you a homosexual?
I am a same gender loving man.
So does that mean you're a homosexual?
It means that I'm a same gender loving man.
But I'm black and slow.
Okay.
And just for the record, does that mean you're a homosexual?
I could be considered a homosexual.
Are you considered? I don't want to think of you if you're not.
I'm a homosexual.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear the high pitch of that last statement? I'm telling you, man, this is just what energy is, man. I'm telling you. This is how it's supposed to be.
Homosexual?
Yes.
And so you're a homosexual pastor?
I am a homosexual pastor, yes.
Oh, hell no.
How long have you been a homosexual pastor?
I've been a pastor for 8 years, senior pastor, and then before that, prior to that, I was a youth pastor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
Why do you think that God would call a person, a homosexual, to be a pastor but not change him?
So I don't think that God majors where we minor. And so I think that what happens is I think that we put limitations on God that God doesn't have.
Hold on. He said God doesn't major where we minor. So God doesn't take advantage and try to reconcile and save you from your downfalls, your shortcomings, your sin. And this is blasphemous to me.
Now, my reasons for putting that in here, man, is I want you to look at this man. He was a youth pastor. Look at this guy. He was a youth pastor. Then he was a junior pastor. Then he was a senior pastor. Now he's the pastor. He has transitioned entirely up the ladder at what's probably a sizable church because he's on here with Jesse Lee Peterson. So obviously he's at a sizable church. He ain't a dude that got 2 people coming to the library down there. So when you think about it, who do you think is in his church? Who do you think is in his church? The Christian woman is in his church. The church girl is in his church. Look at all the church girl that was in Bishop Eddie Long church. That boy had a mega church over there, full of church girls. Full of church girls. TD Jake, man, he changing his mind about some things. I think he just getting to the point where he don't care enough to try to keep his audience. He made enough money. So he's starting to, admit that he knows these things that we talk about. But they're like he eat pork every day of his life. So, but he got a mega church full of church girls. So now the church girl isn't even the same because the church girl don't have her grandmama in her life to explain the things she don't understand, to give her the advice to protect her from the things that she doesn't understand. Because, it take a woman to get old school grandma age before she have that level of wisdom, just drop it down on both girls and boys and young men and young women. And she got to get real old. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we do too. You know what I'm saying? That's why granddad got the most wisdom. So I say this to y'all. When you think about these things, you have to ask yourself, why is it that she will follow anyone except the man who's truly the best thing God has to offer? Because she doesn't care about the value of the man. There is no man on earth. You meet a woman, you can have everything you want, everything she wants, everything God wants you to have. But she's not going to view you as more valuable than her. She thinks her femininity is higher than the Most High. She believes her femininity is God. That's what she believes. And so she's not going to put any man above that. And her femininity has been reduced to the things she chooses to abuse with all these players from the Himalayas and simp fools. Let's get back into this thing, man. Let's get back into it.
Talk about the pegging.
You want to see it?
Yes. This pegging
Want to see it on
video.
my
I
phone?
thought I saw it enough.
No, I want to see it.
So
I got
that
a
was
couple of-
real?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Okay. How did you know you liked it?
It was just the fact of like, here you go. I get the
feel
sound off though, but you can check me out.
Laura, we're gonna need you to close your mouth.
Somebody get in it.
Oh, she thrusting that.
Yeah. Something.
So how did you know you liked that?
So what happened was I used to date a lot of women that was like a little dominant. You know what I'm saying? So at a young age, I had a girl that was into eating ass, right? Before sucking my dick. I'm like, damn, this is different, right? She said licking ass for her and her religion is a sign of royalty. When she said that.
Hold on, man. Hey, that's enough of that, man. Hey, look. Hey, that's enough of that one, man. I done. That's enough of that. But we'll skip to do it next, man. That's enough of that. I thought I had clipped it, man. That's my bad, homies. I thought I had clipped it. Yeah, I thought I had clipped it down to where he just cut it off before he started talking about the graphics of it, man. I thought I had cut it off. That's my bad, brothers. It's my bad. But when you think about it, these are the type of men that women have access to. Men who allow things like this. Now listen, you probably got a homie. You probably got a relative who allows women to do the same type things to him. There was a point where a woman let me tell you something. There was a point where the only dudes who were like that, their only option was dudes who like dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was low key and it was kept under wraps and it wasn't something that was just out in public like that. But now that same dude has the option to be controlled by a woman. Let me tell you something, boy. There is no greater exchange of energy than for you to let a woman control you. So what more control is there than for a woman to dominate you? What more control is there than for a woman to dominate you? So think about that, man. Think about you meet a woman who has been, who has done that at least once, who has done anything similar to that. How is she gonna say that you can't fault her for saying her femininity is God? A man is supposed to worship God. Now, if you don't believe in God, cool, man. You ain't got to jump in the chat saying all that stupid stuff. But what I'm saying is this: for those of us who are true to the alpha sphere, think about that, man. She is in a situation where she believes she is God because she controls so many men. You know who the first goddesses were? Like in the modern world, the first goddesses were strippers. Magic City, I think Jazzy Tees. Listen, I remember these days. I remember when they became goddesses. And that's what we have today. She believes she's a goddess. And so she's too great to connect with a man on a spiritual level unless he worships her, unless he bows down to her, unless he acknowledges her superiority. And who gonna do that besides a simp? Who gonna do that besides a simp? Y'all know I ain't doing them keeping it real, man. That's all. I gotta do something right quick, man. A few wild ones up in there right now. So think about that, man. Let's get back into this thing.
Be 100% brutally honest. How old are you?
40.
40?
Yeah.
You got a kid?
Absolutely, yeah.
No man's coming to pay your bills. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not happening.
It's happening.
No, I'm gonna tell you what.
Nowadays it is. It's happening, and it's been happening.
Hold on. Is it happening right now this second?
Yes.
A man's paying 100% of your bills right now.
Well, no, he doesn't live with me, so I'm not asking for 100%. We don't live together. We just
Okay, I'm just telling you. All right, you just a fuck around, but I'm not attacking you.
Yeah, because I want to be a fuck around, because I don't want to fuck around with him like that.
Do you really want to be a fuck around?
Yeah, for him right now, absolutely. It's
still
nothing
playing.
nobody in here can say to make me feel no kind of way about what I decide to do.
Hold on. Hold on.
There is nothing anyone in here can say to make me feel any kind of way about what I do with me. She's 40 and she's okay with being just somebody to mess around with. She's 40. She doesn't care anything about her options. She ain't worried about her options going away. Why? Because she got an aunt that's 60 and just married a 40-year-old simp who got his money right. Simping come from telling these men how to go out here and get these women before you equip them with the spiritual strength and the mental capacity and also the prism of the ism, the principles they should apply to the square world. And you send them out there and then they get these women and they don't realize, yeah, homie, you didn't catch a butterfly, you caught a serpent, homie. That ain't a butterfly, that's a black widow, dog. And they ain't prepared to deal with a black widow. And so what happens? Before they know it, they're owned. And once a woman owns you, man, she controls you. No matter what she does, you can't leave her. Why you think a man go crazy when in a situation? Because when the woman leaves, he's not losing her, he's losing himself. She has become him, and now the core of himself is gone. Why? Because she took all of his manhood and masculinity. She took all of his alpha energy with him. He's gone. Now the man feels like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm being kidnapped. Now he feel like he's being taken away. He can't control it. That's why those situations end up bad sometimes, because the man should have never got emotionally attached in the first place, homies. I ain't making this up. Y'all know I ain't. But let's finish.
Yeah, it doesn't
Don't
matter.
take this as personal attack.
I'm not.
Because we're not trying to make none of y'all feel no type of way.
Yeah.
We just giving you the honest truth as men.
From your opinion.
No, from men, period. Because
Okay.
because you can read the comments when the video's over. Right?
And let me tell y'all another thing. Look at those three women. I want you to look at those three women. Now, one woman has her, she got some cleavage out, but it's just, it's cleavage. You can't see the round bulbous area or nothing of her boobs. You look at that chick that's doing all that talking, man, she almost got hers out. She almost got hers out. And I'm telling you, man, it's she the only one running her mouth, you know what I'm saying? Going back and forth. Won't listen to nothing. She won't listen to the advice, but she living the life that shows that the advice is true. Let's finish, man.
Right.
But they're still not all the men in the world.
No, look, when I'm speaking on the men, I mean the men you want. Not just the guy that's a fuck around that you like, I don't even want to take serious. We're speaking on a guy that you want.
I don't want to take it serious because of my personal situation.
Hold on, don't cut me off.
Do you want somebody to take serious?
Eventually I do. But right now I'm not in a position to do that.
He's speaking on somebody that you want to take serious. He's not speaking from perspective of what you're dealing with now. So don't personalize it. He's speaking in general. When you find this person that you want to take serious, that's the position he's speaking from. You're not speaking because you got somebody to fuck around. Right. When you find somebody that you don't want to fuck around with.
Okay, I'm gonna let him speak because
all of y'all
I promise whatever he says is not gonna apply to me. But go ahead.
It applies to you because it's your reality right now. That's how it applies.
It's been that way, CG.
But listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. Your reality right now.
Yeah.
You don't have a man living with you. No. You don't have a man paying all your bills. That's your reality. You're speaking on a want, and then you're saying, well, I don't want it now, as if you can just go out and get it whenever you want. And men are telling you, wait a minute, y'all are being delusional because no, you can't, because we're the ones giving it to you. So
let me tell y'all something, man. When you hear a woman say none of it applies to me, and she says it's been like that, she believes she could continue to live that life forever. Forever. Because you know what? You have some woman out here that's 65, 70 years old, and she ain't got nobody, and she going out to concerts and doing all that. I'm talking about going out to concerts, man. I don't care what nobody say. It ain't no woman out here that want to go out to concerts every time one come into town by herself. Ain't no woman who want that. So there's a woman who she can't get nobody that she want to go out nowhere with, so she got to go by herself. And this woman don't believe it's going to happen to her. But they all feel this way. They listen, they feel like they're running out of time to get their career right. They feel like they're running out of time to get their money right, of course. They feel like they're running out of time to be whatever kind of, parent they're supposed to be. They feel like they're running out of time for those things. They never feel like they're running out of time to get a man who's going to take care of their ass. You know why? Because they never truly run out of time. They never truly run out of time. Ain't nothing you could do about that.
Even though you feel, okay, when I'm ready, because I'm not ready right now, I'm just going to go out and get it.
Now when I say she never runs out of time, I mean in her brain, she never runs out of time. But eventually she runs out.
First of all, you're 40. You're only getting older.
I don't look 40. You laughing, but I don't look 40, so that doesn't matter.
It matters.
It don't. I promise you.
You know why it matters?
Yeah. Please tell me why.
Because you don't look 40, but there's somebody who actually is not 40. And I'm gonna go pay her bills because she's not 40. She doesn't have any kids.
That's you.
Let me ask you something.
That's you.
What bill?
Man, listen, she's saying that's you. She believes that there's a man who can have a 25-year-old woman that's gonna pick the 40-year-old woman to pay her bills. He's not. If a man can have a woman, if a man gonna pay bills and he could get a woman in his 20s, there's no way he gonna pick a woman in her 40s who still need her fucking bills paid when he can have a woman in her 20s. He can have a woman in 25, 26 who still need her bills paid. You know what I'm saying? Here's a woman who obviously has kids, but she believes that there's a man who will pick her over a better option. Even though women don't pick over their better option, they pick their best option.
Okay, let me ask you one question. What is the benefit of him paying your bills, a 40-year-old with a kid, versus a 25-year-old with no
Well,
kid?
the ages never came up, so I don't. Maybe I should ask him because the age has never.
No, I
came
know.
up.
I'm asking
But,
you.
Yeah.
So just say
I don't know. It's whatever he has the ability to do. If he wants to go pay, if he wants to pay whatever I ask him to pay, and then he's paying a 25-year-old's bills too.
No,
that's
you're
none
not.
of my business.
No, you're missing the question. I said because you said you could go get it, right? Like, okay, he
Well,
would
it's
pick
already
you.
there. I just choose not to flip the coin because of my personal. I'm giving all my attention to my daughter right now. I don't have it to give to a man.
Right. So
that's
that's
what I'm
why
saying.
he's not gonna pick you. I'm not paying your bills and you can't give me all your
That's
attention.
fine.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, but she's saying when I'm ready, I'm gonna go
happen
get it.
when her daughter grows up and like live her own life and find her own husband or something like that. Then who's going to be sitting there? What man's going to be like a shelf item and just going to be sitting there waiting on you to make your decision?
No, he probably won't.
Not the men that
Hold
you
on,
want.
I'm
That's the
gonna be
problem.
realistic. He probably the guy that we're speaking of.
You know what
he
I'm saying?
probably won't be waiting, right? And I don't.
Okay.
But I don't expect him to. I understand. Who the fuck do I think I
That's
am?
what I'm
You
just
just
saying.
don't sit and
Nobody
wait
has
for
a
me.
shelf life. Yeah.
No, yeah. But I just wanted to. I want to be clear though that because you guys have your opinions and then you know the statistics and all that, but there are still those certain guys that don't go by that same thing.
Let me tell
I
you,
promise you.
those are the guys you don't see. This is the insanity with women. This is the insanity.
Why am I
right?
insane?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because men will sit here and tell you this is how we think. You guys will say, no, it's not. This is how you think. But you're a woman telling men how we think. We're literally telling you this is how we think.
I never disputed how you think.
Yes.
All of y'all
All
men are the same.
No.
For the most part,
No.
yes.
No.
Now, here's an example of guys who don't. They ain't out here. You could tell they're not out here. I mean, it's a good show, man. Like I watched the whole clip, so it's a good show. But those guys aren't out here because they believe most men feel that way. Most men don't feel that way. Most men are simps. That woman still has better options than she has options that are better than she feels like she deserves. I promise you, she has options that are better than she deserves. What guys don't understand is if a woman don't want all her bills paid, she don't want all her bills paid. If a woman getting any money, you can't impress her by paying her bills. Like you just can't impress her. Only woman who need her bills paid, man, a woman who need her bills paid ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like she living beyond her means. And she may be making money, but she living beyond her means. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just how it is. But that's not the same as a woman who getting money and she gets so much money she can't blow through it and not have money. She don't need her bills paid. Like you can't even impress her like that. You can't get her like that. And so what we're talking about is the difference between 304s and players. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about the whole player mindset tomorrow. We'll talk about what it's based on, and we'll talk about all of these different things. Because if you're a player, then let's not sit and act like that you got the game from the P's. You didn't. If you're a player, then that's more equivalent to being a simp than it is to being a pimp. Let's be honest. So let's when you think about it, man, I mean, unless you talk about you're a player in the game, but I mean, how many guys are actively in that game now? So I say this to you, man. Never allow yourself to be lulled into believing that any woman you meet doesn't have an option. She does have an option. And depending on what level you on, she may even have a better option financially. Because these guys out here, they have figured out, many men, if you don't know how to be yourself or be a man around a woman, then what's going to happen is you're going to have to come bearing gifts. You're just going to feel the need to. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about a simp. He feels the need to be a simp. He feels the need to pay a woman's bills. He feels the need to fall in and rescue a woman and pay her bill because he believes that's going to make her loyal to him. No, she's loyal to the process of taking advantage of a simp. She's not loyal to the man. The man believes she's loyal. She's not. That's how she's able to funnel through so many simps. That's why she can take advantage of a simp and send him on his way in 2 months and then go be with another simp. And then 2 months later, that first simp trying to get back in touch with her. And you know what? You know how he does that? The only way a simp knows how. He does it bearing gifts. He does it with money. That's why it's a tough sell for you to deal with a woman who ain't got no money. Because a woman who ain't got no money, she's going to be the woman that's going to be the quickest to be for sale. You know what I'm saying? Unless she's wrapped her mind around the concept that there's more to life than money. And that's going to be rare, to be honest with you. But if she's wrapped her mind around that concept, there's more to life than money, then maybe. But we're not talking about her. We're talking about the average modern woman out here. The average modern woman out here, she don't believe that. She believes that if you got that paper, then you got to drop it on her. You know what I'm saying? You got to put it in her hand. You got to let them bands hit her hands, man. Otherwise, she ain't, you know what I'm saying? She on something else. And yes, there's always that man who can, you know what I'm saying, who she'll come fall through and drop that thing off on, and he ain't got to do nothing. He ain't got to do nothing. But that's the man that's the type of man you got to be. Now, if you turn her down, if you don't let her call you like that, then cool. That's the level we got to get to, where we don't let her call us like that. Because regardless of what's going on, if a woman got a man already and you sleep with her, then you're being used. You're being taken advantage of. You've been a simp. You've been a trick. You're tricking of your time and tricking of your wood for the woman good. And you're talking about, well, I get pleased too. Well, damn, if that's your best option to get pleased, you ain't have to play or the pimp you said you was. If your best option to get pleased is a woman who get away from her man and then come let you take care of the things he can't take care of, or her need to still be a freak, her need to still be 304 by birthright, then you got to understand that that's what you are. You are benefiting that woman in her drive, in her journey, in her goal to be a 304 by birthright, because she can have a man at home paying all her bills, giving her the easy life, and then she can come to you and get the sleazy life. And you think that's okay, but you're a part of the problem, homie. You're a part of the problem. Got a couple super chats up here, man. Let me catch them up here. Make sure I ain't skip nobody. I love and dating in Los Angeles, brother. I see you in here. Let me see. Yeah. No, I missed a couple up here. Y'all give me a minute, man. Let me roll up here, man. Catch these super chats, man. I'll let them get away from me, dog. I let them get away. All right, I think Enos was the last one I did, and Blazer. All right. George Despo, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the $20 super sticker. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you being in the joint. Merkman 904, salute. Appreciate the dub, man. Preach Dr. BOA. Much love and respect from JVille, Duval County. Duval. Keep spitting them facts. Fellas, leave the delusional DCBs alone and independent queens alone. Yeah, you have to, man. For the streets, leave them alone. Like, just leave them alone. Like, there is no win with it. You can't win with it. And if you got a few wins in your life, man, you ain't trying to take no unnecessary losses. And that's unnecessary loss. NPC, appreciate the 5 bone. You keep seeing yourself with each stream, my brother. Salute. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you being in the joint. Love and dating in Los Angeles. Salute. Appreciate the dime. When putting you all into something, you will feel like Tyrese, because that's why I'm still talking about trials from high school, because I killed and still got cut. Yeah, that's what happens, man. When you give your all and it doesn't end, man, that's it. That's it. Sometimes things aren't meant for you, but when it comes to something like a legal marriage, you got to figure that out before you do it. Edward Morgan, salute. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it. Love and dating Los Angeles, man. Back in the Alpha family, man. I appreciate you, man. Back like you never left. Earl Drake, appreciate the $50 sponsorship of the show, man. Salute to you. Salute BOA. Blessing my brothers and praise the Most High. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High. Pat, salute. Welcome to the Alpha family, homie. Houston, Luke. Shout out, Luke. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being in the joint. Kevin Cook. Appreciate you as well, man. Appreciate y'all brothers becoming a part of the Alpha family, man. Blessings to y'all. Blessings to y'all, man. Love and dating in Los Angeles again, man. Appreciate the 5 bone. Most black women who look halfway decent doesn't start humbling themselves till about 47. That's real, man. About 47. All right, let's get back into this thing, homie. Let's get back into it.
We need all y'all. We just need
No,
one.
let me tell you.
For the most part, yes.
I
We're
feel
more
like,
similar than we are.
There is a difference from
different.
West Coast to men that's born in the South.
Yes.
You huge different.
Yeah, and
You
East
talking?
Coast.
No, seriously. You talking South? You talking very
Sure is,
well
not
mannered.
So we're talking about
You're
Southern
talking
hospitality.
characteristics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I am. I'm
Not how we pick our lifestyles. The way we pick women.
But none of y'all the
is,
same. I
is,
feel
is
like
similar.
every man has their own
mind.
Oh,
They do.
you're saying it's easy. You gonna pick? Men are always gonna pick the easier thing for them.
No, yes, we don't want.
That's
no, look,
not
not
easy.
easy. Not easy.
Men are always gonna pick what's easy for them. So you having a daughter and spending
It's
time
make-
with
yeah,
your
it's
daughter,
not gonna make them
that's
choose
too
me.
difficult
But
for them.
mind you,
so they
it's
gonna
not-
pick a
it's not-
25-year-old.
well,
versus
not
all her
to me.
No,
friends.
but mind you, in the
Yeah, you know what? Don't try to fight it, brothers. Yes, it is too difficult for me. It's too difficult for me because I like my life to flow smooth. And so if that's the reason you don't have time, then yeah, why? It's too dumb for me. It just don't fit into my life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I take that. It's too difficult for me to fit something in my life that I deserve better than something that's beneath me.
last 2 years of a couple of guys that I've dated have asked me to have their baby because they see how I raise my kids.
So I'm just gonna say this.
That's not. I promise that's not cat.
Here's a woman who brags about a man saying, not a husband, that just a dude she was dating. She is bragging about the fact that a couple of those guys asked her. You know what? Let's take a listen to that because I think she said in the past few years.
Because they see how I raise my kids.
So I'm just gonna say,
Hold up, man. Let's go back.
Are always gonna pick the easier thing.
We got to hear this.
Yes, we don't want.
That's not
Not easy.
Men are always gonna pick what's easy for them. So you having a daughter and spending time with your daughter,
it's not gonna make them choose me.
That's too difficult for
but
them.
mind you,
so they gonna pick a 25-year-old.
But mind you, in the last 2 years of a couple of guys that I've dated have asked me to have their baby.
Now, in the past 2 years, a couple of guys she's dated. So that means that, and listen, we're going to get to one of the problems. One of the problems is she has no limits to how many men she feels like she could be with in any set period of time. She feels like she could be with 5 men today. And it's nothing. It's the same as being with 5 men over 10 years. To her, it's the same thing. So when you hear this woman say 2 men over the past 2 years, no man is wearing. It's talking about knocking you down. Either he done already hit or he want to. But think about this. It ain't no man that you not being intimate with. Talking about, man, he want you to have his baby and then like that. Unless it was in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment, man, dude, especially when you're young, man, you don't understand that words have power, and a woman will believe your ass. You will say anything in the heat of the moment, not even just when you're intimate, but when you're in the process of trying to be intimate. You're like, when you and a woman realize for the first time, y'all can't resist each other, whether that's the first time y'all meet or in a subsequent meeting. When that happens, there's a whole bunch of things go through your mind because this buildup has been amazing. This buildup been going on for a few days or maybe even a week. This buildup been going on, man, until y'all had the opportunity to see one another again, and bam, it pops off. Ain't nobody sat their woman down and seriously told her, hey, I want to have a kid with you. Cause think about it. Ain't no man out here. What man out here is really talking about, I just want to put a random baby in a random woman that ain't my wife?
Because they see
Man,
how I
that's
raised
cap,
my
man.
kids.
So
That's
I'm just gonna
cap.
say this.
That's not cap.
I'm
I
not-
promise that's not cap.
And you probably ain't even got to sleep with them. They just know how you carry yourself.
They're single.
Let me be 100% brutally honest.
Yo, wait a minute. That second woman said, and you probably ain't even got to sleep with them. They just be, man, let me tell you something. No matter how bad we think the simping is out here, it's worse. No matter how bad we think the simping is, it's worse than that. The simping is terrible. It's terrible, man. It doesn't make any sense. From time to time, I still hear men simp in ways that I didn't even know was possible. So it's possible that even I'm underestimating how simpish these guys have gotten. I could be. Let's get back into this thing, man.
Curious, looked up the Hebrew definition of the word I am, and it literally means, and it came to pass. And so this is a warning for some of you and encouragement for others. Guard your mouth for the last few months of this year. When you say things like, I am sick, I am poor, I am frustrated, I am weak, those aren't just light words. By the very definition of the word, you're saying, I command being sick to come to pass. Once you release the words I am out of your mouth, you are releasing the power of the great I am to attach to those words, good or bad, for it to come to pass. Your words have no sense of humor. They don't know that you're just joking. Your words are on assignment to bring to pass whatever you say. So line up with the prophetic word over your life. Joshua chapter 21, verse 45 says, there felt not any good thing that the Lord has spoken over the house of Israel. It all came to pass.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, homies. It's kind of refreshing to see a woman sitting down talking about that, to be honest with you, man. You don't see that very often. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a woman that actually sitting down talking about anything spiritual and she's quoting the word of God. She's quoting the word. You know what I'm saying? She's diving into it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's you know what I'm saying? That's kind of refreshing. But so I mean, there are some. I ain't gonna sit and lie to you until there are none. But I'm just letting you know it's refreshing. But what you guys just seen. Here's the thing. In the modern woman in this society's mind, the word she uses is I'm a bad bee. I got WAP. I break your pockets. I knock her out. I take your man. I'm gonna charge him. When they speak these words to this music, don't you know that that's a chant? Don't you know that that's enchantment? Think about it, man. When they chant, we don't listen to that. We don't listen to it. You know, I mean, there are some songs that get so popular, like WAP. I think we all may have heard it, at least half of it, or at least listen to a verse of it once, and then like, man, these women going crazy out here. But at that point, you know, you let them pass the baton from Cardi to Megan. Now the crazy thing is, they won't even let Megan put no music out. She tied up in litigation about her label, about her ability to put music out, because you know the label own her name and likeness. So she can't even put new music out right now. Think about that. She can't put music out right now, but she always popping up in some clip or something. But here's the thing about not being able to put music out. Once you hit that level, then you fall off of it. It's hard to get back to it. You know what I'm saying? That thing is about buzz. And when that machine is out there, It's about buzz. So I just say this, man, when you think about it, how when you live a certain life as a man, you just can't afford to sacrifice any part of it for a woman who is not anything like any woman that men sacrificed for before. Like, if she's not that level of woman, you can't make that level of sacrifice. You just can't do it, man. Don't do it, homies.
See, you were so thirsty for a win, you left too early. You could have been right here with me enjoying the fruits of our labor. You could have been right here with me winning and shining together. But because of your thirst, you took the exit.
Now I just threw that one in, man, and that was for everybody in your life, man. That'll be the topic of the King Ray Ray show tomorrow. The benefit of pushing the wrong people out of your life and knowing who's there on assignment. We'll talk about that, man. So I just wanted to put that in there, man, just as a, promo. Let's get back into it.
Understand this, fame is worth more than money right now. A bitch will fuck with a nigga with 1 million followers over a nigga with $1 million right now. Because she want to be seen. You dig what I'm saying? She want to be seen.
Now, let me be honest with y'all, man. Yes, comedy is comedy and all of that, but here's the thing. If your woman is okay with helping somebody make you the butt of their joke, she has no respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Man, my woman is not finna be in public participating in no prank or no joke or no nothing when I'm the butt of it. She just ain't gonna do that. But a woman who wants to be seen, for her, it was more important to take that picture with the dude out wilding out. That's where I know him from. Not one of the most popular dudes either. So think about that. For her, it was more important to take that picture. That should have stopped right there. It's not like he's a bigger celebrity than she is. She can't even use that excuse that the dude is a bigger celebrity than she is. I don't even know his name. So when you think about that, man, you just have to understand that the modern woman just believes that she has the right to do anything. And if you raise your hand or your voice or put a stop to anything, you're just being insecure. You're an insecure man who won't let a woman do whatever she want to do. And if you don't let a woman do whatever she want to do, then you're trying to control her. You're trying to own her. You should let her do. Yes, you should let her do what she want to do, but that don't mean you got to make her your bro. That don't mean you got to make her yours. And therein lies the problem. You let a woman be one way and command you to put her in a position that she don't even deserve. She knows she don't deserve it. The moment you say I do to a woman who ain't got no respect for you, man, you already lost the battle and the war. I don't even know what you still with the broad for. You might well pack up everything. You got to hit the door. She always has another man available to her to remind you that she has options. Always. But here's the problem. Do you care? You got two ways to handle this. You can say, okay, she can have her options. I can have my options. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to master myself. And until I come across a woman who's above average. Man, listen, even if I'm going to smash, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, man, Dr. BOA, I'm going to go the rest of my life until and just not have, I ain't telling you nothing like that. But when I ain't on my 6-month hiatus, man, let me tell you something, bro. Even a woman that I'm being intimate with, she's gonna be above average. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be above average. And that's just the way it is. Because the days of worrying about, man, finding a woman that's worthy of putting in a legal marriage position, dog, is gone. Even if she was here, this isn't the place you want to do that. But even if the laws were right, it still wouldn't make sense to do it. Like, it's about the position. It's about the value of the position. It's about the qualities of the woman who deserves to be in that position. And you're just not gonna find her in this society too often, man. Let's get back into it.
In China, if you are over 25, you are expired in the dating market. You are called a 剩女, leftover woman.
A what?
A leftover woman. After 25, you can't be picky anymore. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend. Imagine China is Leonardo DiCaprio.
China is Leo.
The whole China is Leo.
I dare you to say this in America. You go up to American girls and say, you're 25, it's done.
You are already done for Leo.
They would hate that policy.
They do. In China, they do that.
How come you never say anything when they come up with the 25? Why don't you say that's how we do it in China?
Exactly. I wanted to do that. Let me talk about it. I think Leo is just following Chinese culture. Maybe he eat too much dim sum. He went to Mr. Chow too many times. He just have the Chinese standard. You're over 25, you're expired.
Listen, man. When we say these things, or even when KS said it, like those are KS's words. Now, well, he's the one that's attributed with bringing them to the mainstream, bringing them to the forefront. Many guys have said it, but it's not the fact that she's expired at 25. Like you went to say Zimbabwe, or maybe the Mombasa Coast, Kenya. Maybe the Ivory Coast, the Gold Coast, maybe one of those places, Senegal. Maybe you can find a woman who wasn't caught up like that. You know what I'm saying? But the world moves so fast in these civilizations. See, we talk about Western civilization, how Western civilization isn't faster than China. Western civilization is more caught up in a whole bunch of foolishness and wickedness and evil. You know what I'm saying? There are things you can do over here. Man, there are ingredients they can use in food over here you can't even use in most countries in the rest of the world. And there's a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of them. But when we say these things, or food product, when we say these things, we got to remember that you got to go to a certain culture that functions a certain way. You can't just go anywhere overseas. You got to go to a culture that functions a certain way. And it can't be a high tourist area. You see what I mean? Because even in those areas, they get a glimpse of what the American simp brings to the table. Man, she's not finna get with some American guy and marry him and then take herself off the market for the American simp. She's still going to be out there for the American simp. You're just going to be the married to 304. You see what I'm saying? So what these women don't understand is it because of the way they live their lives. They start off so early. You know what I'm saying? Like they start off early. Think about it. If a man wants a wife and he wants a virgin wife, an adult virgin wife, any possibility of finding that at 25, at above 21, 2021 in America is done. You can't do it. In 2021, it's dead at 2021 too. But what I'm telling you legal. If a man who's looking for a woman, then a legal woman, man, you ain't gonna find that. Ain't gonna find that. So after that, you get to trickle down from that. It starts to level down. The value of women levels down from that. You understand? And so it's to the point now, being able to fool the world like they have value as a woman that you would want as a traditional woman. They shun the term traditional woman. They take a dump on the actions of the traditional woman. They don't even want to be that anymore. It is this negative to them. They don't respect their foremothers for being that way. And so she's going to do what she want to do from the time she able to. From the time she able to. From 20 to 25, she didn't caught more bodies than you catch in your 20s and 30s. And I ain't talking about just a few more. Let's get into it.
Should he have any control over what you wear when you go out?
Oh, hell no. No, no.
Shit.
No.
If Shawty wears something a little too bit revealing, you heard me? I should have a bit say so just because like you were a reflection of me.
No.
If that makes sense.
No. I walked out here in
She
this
on
mini
that feminine
skirt.
shit. She on
Right,
that
because I'm a woman of 2023.
No,
and I
no,
feel
she
like
look good.
women can wear what they want to
fine
wear.
like some- look, you
I shouldn't
fine,
have
look.
to talk to my
Look,
husband
look,
about
look.
wearing what I should wear, you
Look,
know?
you fine like someone, but at the same time, also be respectable and respect your husband. You
No.
heard me?
If I want to wear a bralette, I can wear a bralette out. I shouldn't have to ask for his permission. I shouldn't ask for his permission.
No thing on your titties out.
I'm not saying my
we
titties
breaking
out.
up. We
He's
breaking
saying
up.
if I
We
wear a
breaking up. We
bralette
breaking up.
in the underwear. That's what I'm saying. I know.
Hey,
A man,
no, that's cool
a
for the
man
night, 'cause
should
I'm finna
not
take
be
this
able.
off later.
A
Look,
man,
I'm finna
no.
take this off
A
later.
man should not be able to
worry
tell a
about it.
woman
Don't
what
worry
she
about
should and should not wear. It's 2023.
You cannot protect what you cannot control. Wait now. Sisters, when I use the word control, that makes you upset sometimes because you don't want nobody to control you.
Because you don't want nobody to control you. This ain't about control. Now, how you end up with the woman and she do something you don't like? She dressed in a way you don't like. This woman said if she want to come outside in a bralette, but here's the problem. She probably was wearing that when he met her. I promise you. She didn't just start wanting to wear that. She probably wearing that when he met her. Or it was one of them Steph Curry situations where she was a good girl, then all of a sudden she started wearing shit like that. Steph in the same situation. So it just goes to show you when guys say, you can't compare those millionaires' life to regular guys, y'all guys don't know nothing about women. Anytime a man says tell you when it comes to relationships, you can't compare millionaires to other guys, they foolish. You think all them people who wear Steph Curry's shoe don't follow the way he do relationships too? They probably follow what he eat. They probably work out the same workout he work out. You know what I'm saying? When you buy a shoe because it's attached to an individual, you idolize that individual. So those guys who are in those relationships, man, they are a direct reflection of thousands, if not millions of men out here. Because the one thing that never changes is the way a woman interact with a simp. It don't matter if you're a millionaire or a billionaire. The way a woman interact with a simp is going to be the way she interact with a simp. Believe me when I tell you.
But no man can protect what he cannot control. Now, you don't have to be a control freak because she has a right to rebel against ignorance that masquerades itself in the form of a controller. I got to set a balance here. Otherwise, after this lecture's over, some nut is going to go home and say, see, I got to control what's going on up in here. But I say this, a woman will submit to you that allows them to see it, and they submit to it, then the wisdom is the controlling influence, not you personally. Listen, please. See, truth is above everybody. So you can't say, I'm the boss. I am the boss in this house. Well, wait now. You're supposed to be, but on what basis? It's not your ability to knock your wife around. It must be on the basis of the wisdom that you have for the situations that arise in the relationship. And if you both are angry, don't bother, because she ain't listening to nothing you're saying. And the decibels that get louder and louder, and like, well, okay, you're screaming, you're hollering, and I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. So when anger subsides, then reason can grow in a house. You can never settle an argument where the male ego is involved if you as a woman don't know how to handle the male ego. That's why he lives in your mouth like a dentist, because you rip him apart with your tongues.
You see his weakness, and then you beat him up. And he can't handle that. You're driving him out of your house into the arms of a strange woman who he don't have to live with. He just have fun with and leave. And usually that's what he wants, fun and leave, not responsibility. Boy, this is a tough lecture.
Man, so many things to unpack in that one, man. You know, there's a bunch of things to unpack in that one. Here's the thing, man. You can tell that when Farrakhan was talking right here, that time was that they were in flux from being traditional, from being somewhat traditional women with some traditional characteristics to being full-fledged modern women. To being full-fledged modern women. And he also talked about how the man was in a situation where he was inferior to the woman. Because for the woman to be able to do this to you with her words and tear you down with her words, and even be in a position to do those things, you have entered a situation where you are inferior to the woman. So this has been going on since at least back then. This had to be in the 80s. Farrakhan was super young back then. Had to be in the 70s or 80s then. Think about it. Maybe early 90s, but it's been a while. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? Been at least 30, 40 years. So when you think about that, 30 years for sure. So when you think about that, man, I'm telling y'all, you have to protect yourself from your desire to have what you see your grandma, your great grandma have, man. You're not gonna have it. Those were the last of those women. Now, because those were the last women that cared about their reputation because they didn't want their reputation damaged. We live in a society now where nothing the woman does damages her reputation. There is an option for everything. She ain't got to worry about getting work. The weirder she looks, there's places out there that will employ her because she looks so weird. There are classes or programs or degrees she can pursue in college that are perfect for her, for whatever she wants to be. There are no consequences and repercussions to being a 304 by birthright, man. There are no more. See, you got to understand this. The main thing is dealing with the occult, you know, the craft, spirits, and all of that. It connects her with the familiar spirits of her female ancestors. But when she connects with those spirits, she feels the energy of what they dealt with going through those times. So she lives that way. Her mindset, her spirit energy is that she's an oppressed woman who doesn't have the right to do whatever she wants to do in this life, who can still be kept from voting and kept from working and kept from banking and kept from driving and kept from doing all of these things that the women those days couldn't do. She lives with the spirit of those women. So nothing about what you're going through or what it takes to be a man in this life is anything to her, because nothing is worse than what she truly spiritually feels like she's lived through. So think about a woman who couldn't talk back no matter how she was treated in the 50s. Think about the spirit of that woman being in one of these women who can say whatever the hell she wants to say at any time. That's what you're dealing with in this modern world. You're dealing with a woman who's angry and upset no matter what she gets, no matter what she gains. You're dealing with a woman who's going to view you as the enemy no matter what you give her. A strong feeling of infatuation may complicate her ability to act out on that in the beginning, especially, however long that beginning is. But at some point, that infatuation is not going to be able to outweigh the girth and breadth and weight of those desires to make things right for what she's never gone through. I'm telling you, brothers, you got to remember that.
Want to sit around and talk about these black men ain't nothing. These black men ain't that. But they ain't shit. Because in the last 30 years to 35 years, black men ain't even been in the house to raise them. So how y'all going to talk about these young black boys ain't nothing when you sorry is the one raised them the last 30 years. So if they ain't shit, you the motherfucker one raising them where they ain't shit. So how you gonna talk about a man? You was the one throwed us out for welfare to get.
Now, here's the thing, man. Here's a man doing the same thing. This is why, man, let me tell you something. And I want y'all to understand. This whole gender war thing, man, that shit for bozos, man. Man, I ain't no bozo. I'm not finna be at no war, man. Let me tell you something. I got things to do. You understand? I got things to do. I ain't got time to be at war with my woman. I'm not finna be at war with her. If she gonna go to war, I'm gonna let the simps and the 304s and the independent, I'm gonna let them go over there. I'm gonna let them handle all that over there. I ain't got time for that, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that. Because here's the thing. If the people ain't united, then it's every man for himself anyway. When the last time somebody came through in a huge group and help you did anything? You know what I'm saying? If you don't live in a village and you ain't got a farm, when the last time somebody came through and help you do anything? Like groups of people, everybody you know and love came through and help you do something. Not celebrate something, do something. Get to the point, earn that celebration. It's rare, man. It don't happen. So right now, it's truly every man for himself. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no community to fight for or do anything for. There is no community. Let's stop acting like there is. We can't even get our youngsters to stop murking each other. Where the community at if our youngsters, if our kids don't listen to us, our kids run the neighborhoods. Kids run the neighborhoods. So let's get back into this, man. I didn't mean to go all the way out to the left like that. My bad. So when you hear a guy talking like this, man, let me tell you something. This makes me not want to be associated with this. You know, let's cry about it and let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And the bottom line is, man, if you can blame your woman for your downfall, it's because you were in a weak position to begin with. And so I think as black men, we have to stop talking about, well, our woman put us out. How were you in a position to get put out? Even back then, you was getting put out? Even back then, you were getting put out. So after all these years, y'all dudes still getting put out. What progress has been made? Why were you getting put out? Because you didn't own nothing. She could put you out because everything was in her name. So you get to that, you ask yourself, well, why in the hell were black men in this position in this country? And then you come over to King Rayway and we start to tell you the story of how you ended up here in such a weak position that you're not spiritually astute enough to get yourself out of. Half of you don't believe in God are the ones that do. You think you're the God you're supposed to believe in.
Get an apartment free or to get benefits. Instead of y'all want to sit at home and listen at the black man work with a black man with partnership. The shit ain't over. Y'all making it over. The black man, we participate in our children, PTA meet, school. We do still the same shit. But these hoes don't want us in the house. They want to kick us out because they want to go trick with this and that. And
how you get kicked out the house? Let me tell you something. If you move into a woman's house and get kicked out, it's because you was a simp. You know what I'm saying? If you move into a woman's house and get kicked, let's say you can't be a player and you live in a woman's house. You're not a player, you're a boy. You're her son. You behave like her son. I ain't saying you should listen to her all the time because her son don't, but she's your mama at that point. If you live with a woman, she your mama. When you moved in with her, she wasn't your woman no more, she was your mama. Now, it's kind of different if you had your own thing and then that's different. The result is eventually going to be the same, but the outlook doesn't start the same. But if you're a man and you like live with your mama or you live in your car or something and you move in with a woman, man, you are her son. And here's why. You have the responsibility of a man, but you do not have the resources to take care of the responsibilities as a man. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't have that, then you're in a tough situation. A boy just got put in a man's situation. You know what I'm saying? A boy just got put in a man's situation. You got to understand, man, that the benefit of you being there is just low. I'm telling you, man, the best thing you can do is put yourself in a situation, man, to agree on an amount and just and spend that amount. You know what I'm saying? Without the courts getting involved, just agree on an amount. That's how it's wired today. Because here's the thing, and if they're in a household with you, let's say your family, you haven't been divorced yet, because a lot of men talk about, well, there's a bunch of situations. I've talked to a lot of men who are in that situation where they're trying to figure out how to have time with their kids, and they were married for 10 years. They were married for 15 years. Some were married for 2 years, 3 years. I think one guy was married for 8 years. They married because they had a kid on the way. Kid came, it was over. So he was out in the beginning. But some of these guys, man, they're in their 10 years, man. They got a 10-year-old. Some of them in for 12 years. They got a 12-year-old. Man, you got a kid about to start high school. You've been in that kid house. The kid been in the house with you every day. And all of a sudden, the kid about to go to high school at the time of his life where he need to be in the house with his dad the most. Then you and the woman split up. See what I'm saying? That's the way you men have to understand that crying about it is not going to fix it, because she doesn't see it that way. She sees you as a man. What's the goal in talking about this? What's the goal in talking to her about this in this way? To try to change her, make her feel some sympathy? You crazy.
Yeah, put us down talking about we don't love our kids and all that. I love my kid, and one of you say I don't love my kid. Go to one of my 3 baby mama and ask me if I'm a deadbeat daddy. Cause I'm gonna tell you how I feel about you black. I love black women.
Evicted from my house now.
Immediately, but what we allow you to do is get an overnight bag. All right, so we'll go inside. You can get some of your things.
I have to leave with you?
No, you can drive away.
No. What I'm asking you is, I have to leave right now.
Correct. Yep. So you can go inside, gather up some of your things. We allow you that courtesy. And do you have your car here?
I do.
And then on your own accord, you can leave here, okay?
So you're gonna leave and I can leave after you leave? I just have to leave.
We're gonna leave. No, we're gonna leave with you. We're gonna leave together. Okay. You definitely have to leave today, okay?
Got you.
So what we'll do now, go inside, get some of your things.
You need this back?
What's that?
This.
Nope, that's for you.
This is me.
Yep.
This is me. That's officer and that's officer. Can I see your eyes, please? Is that okay? All right.
My wife filed a false abuse claim against me in order to initiate a divorce, in order to get an advantage over the property that we have. Out of nowhere, she just filed a false abuse claim against me and had me evicted from the house. Women, in particular, who do this to men are criminals. They are dangerous. They are criminals. My understanding now is that this is a strategy that many women will employ.
Look, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. When a dude is out there ranting and raving, he said, ask any one of my 3 baby mamas. He does not speak for anyone who has any sense. Because even if that's your truth, that's not something you blurt out there like you're bragging about it. That's not an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That's not an accomplishment. It's got him so bent out of shape that you could look at him and tell he has no concern about taking care of himself. Probably running so ragged from trying to work enough jobs and do enough things to take care of those kids, man, that he ain't got time to care for himself. He got time to eat, to throw something fast in his mouth and sleep. Breaking them down out there. Your decisions are your decisions. You got to think about that. It is not a woman's job to take over the responsibility of manhood because you can't handle them. It is her job to move on to a man who can. It is her job to do that. It is not a woman's job to hold you down if you lose everything. Because let me ask you this. What decisions are you making in your life to lose everything? You're making some bad decisions. You're not living the life you're supposed to live, striving to be the most that version of yourself, disregarding all those things that you know you shouldn't be dealing with, or living a positive life, living a righteous life. You're not doing all that, and you go from top to bottom. You hit rock bottom. That's not how it works. So to expect a woman to do that, that means a woman should expect you. If she paying all the bills, a woman should expect you to be in the house like Mr. Mom, cooking and cleaning and walk around with an apron on and a fan duster, got on a little Playboy bunny suit and shit. That she should expect you to do that then. You got to be careful out here, man. You got to be careful out here. Because you got to remember this. There's always another man available to her, and sometimes more than one. There's always a man available to her. So he may not even be on your level, but she going to have a soft place to land. No matter what happened with y'all, she going to always have a soft place to land. And if nothing else, worst case scenario, she can still have a soft place to land. It's going to take some, she going to make some adjustment, but she can just land back at home with her folks. But land, land with her sister, land with her aunt, land with her cousin. Her and her cousin can room up somewhere. Her and her sister can room up somewhere. Her and her friend from college can room up somewhere. Her and her friend from high school can room up somewhere. You just never know. She gonna land somewhere soft. So she don't have to worry about being, man, you got to be one hell of a nigga to her, boy, and for her to really, really do what you want her to do. And in this society, what are her other options to put her life on easy street? Because ultimately, that's what she wants. She wants her life on easy street. Let me show I got Spiritual Alpha. Salute. Appreciate the 2 bones, man. Appreciate you being there, John. Salute, Doc and GLG. Salute to you, man. Appreciate it. GMB, my brother. Appreciate the dub, man. Appreciate the dub. Never under any circumstance move into a woman's place. Salute, brother BOA. Salute to the Alpha Sphere. Hashtag men first. No doubt. Hey, listen, man. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. I'll be on GMB channel, man. I'm gonna post a short and a community post when I'm done with the show, man. So y'all be looking for that, man. One of my rock moderators, man, put GMB channel in the chat, man, and let everybody know, man, where we're gonna be. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. Y'all show up, man. Y'all be looking for this one, but I will do a promo after the show. D-Rob, appreciate the 50 pound sponsorship of the show, man. Say, Doc, thank you too much for letting them know it ain't no such thing as a gender war. And damn thing a female done said, pay attention to their behavior and be the best alpha man you could be. And that's it. Nothing else. That's it. Nothing else. Pay attention to her behavior. If her words and actions don't match, you gauge her intent, her investment, her engagement by her actions. That's it. And never let anything you do with her interfere with you being the best version of yourself. All right, let's get back in this, man. Get ready to wrap this thing up.
Laughing, but I be cringing when I see women say that they don't listen to their man. Like, I talk back and I don't listen. Like, y'all really think that shit is cute? And you wonder why you don't have a man now, or you have relationship problems, or you always beefing with your man. First of all, if you don't have a man that you can listen to or take guidance from or accept constructive criticism from, why are you with him? You should be able to listen to your man. You should be able to have respect for your man, first of all. So if you're not able to do these things to your man without feeling like you're lowering yourself or making yourself inferior to him, then you need to find a new man, because a real man that demands that type of respect, you're going to listen to him, trust me. And he's going to give you that kind of energy. You'll be able to trust in his decisions because you see what he has and what he has done. You see what I'm saying?